Hey, YouTubers and friends, how are all of you tonight? It's good to see all of you here. We have Marlon and Aurora from MAER Videos with us tonight. It's going to be a good show. I know I had a real good time over on his show, Easter Sunday. It was a great time. So everybody, we'll be right back right after this. Hey, YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with Toledo Jess, Dano, the Treasure Vixens, and I. Oh yeah, Super Chat. Doggone Super Chat thing. I thought I had that off.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Jelly's being sneaky again. We're on.
Are we?
Yeah, but of course, it's that time.
Very, very sneaky.
Sneaky.
Evening,
Look
everybody.
who my prospecting
everyone.
partners are.
Sneaky like a snake.
I'm a snake.
We back to that.
I'm a snake.
Yeah, so I got that gimbal, and then we finally got to watch the video and see. It was just that's a brand new phone with 4K quality video, and it just didn't handle it very well.
No.
I think it's reception.
So, hey, listen. I wanted to ask you about your bottle digging.
Mhm.
You were at I actually wanted to talk to you about it off camera, but
Right there, my bad.
Why don't we say hi to everybody first?
Okay, let's say hi to everybody. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
Our guests went dark.
What?
Our guests went dark. I guess they'll be back.
Okay.
There. Oh, voila.
Still here.
Poof.
Blue dude.
No worries. Welcome, Jersey History Raiders.
All right.
With DJs.
Deej, how are you?
Well, I knew I did that. Oh, yeah, super chat for a reason, but here you go, Charlie. Thanks for the super chat. And Becky, good to see you again. Snorkel Pirate, how are you? Nancy, Ambient Girl, how are you? Good to see you here.
Hello, Becky L. And Willie. What's up, Willie?
Frederick.
Brooklyn Treasure Hunter, how are you tonight?
Oh, Mark Miller. Hello.
Dennis
And of course, the world's greatest moderator, Mr. Lodak. What's up? Patrick Moore, what's up?
How's good old Pack Mule doing? Good, I hope. We have heavy metal.
I think I got it sorted out.
Oh, dog.
Are we working?
Hi, Jane.
You're there.
Are you working?
I'm barely
You're
working.
right here.
Oh, dog. Ron F.
Hey, girl.
Clark's Cove Detecting. Good to see you.
Hey, Terry Curry.
Willie was here 30 minutes early. Good job, Willie. Good job.
He
But-
says if you're not first, then you're last.
Well, then he was last because our friend from the Bronx was here way early. I
Way
think it was like a day early. Early.
Take and bake.
Yeah. Our friend Bronx 718 NYC.
There's Heavy Metal Detective.
ERRT Radio is in the house.
What's up, Bert?
He's within 5 minutes, so he's
Yeah,
okay.
we won't dock him today.
It's only $20. $8.50.
Hi, Dan Redding.
Hi, Deej.
Cheryl. I'm sure a lot of these people are the same people that join you too, Merlin, I'm sure. A few of them. Richard Quick, good to see you. Tim Borton. Rhonda. The lucky one.
Hey, Rhonda.
From what I hear, she's pretty lucky. And Randolph, good to see you. Randolph Relic Recovery. And Jeffrey from Outdoor Influencers, good to see you, if you're still here. Peener, can't forget Peener. JP Alonzo Moore.
What up,
Yep,
JP?
JP.
Woo.
Straight up medley touching. How are you?
Tripwire, how are you? Okay,
Really
who the heck let Mark Thomas in here?
You did?
Just kidding, Mark. Just kidding. Mark Thomas is a good guy. I hear he's could be fun to metal detect with sometime. Benzo Bros here.
Benzo.
You're welcome.
Snorkel Pirate, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh yeah, super chat.
How's everybody
Okay.
doing tonight?
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Gregory Miller, hello. Long commute. Good to see you, old dog. Long commute. Had to run into town, get my truck, get it back, switch tools back from one truck to the other truck. I just saw someone in here. Scuba Sonia, good to see you, girl.
Sonia, how are you?
And
Hey, son.
I saw someone else when I was zipping back to the bottom of the chat. Uh-oh.
Mark Thomas says, kick Mark Thomas out or he's leaving.
Nice walking with my phone.
The name's eluding me. With the super chat even.
With a super chat.
Thanks
Thomas,
for the super
just kick him out.
chat.
Yep.
Kay's
Dig-
digging it. Shane from Ohio River History looked like he had a good time down at Kay's down in Texas.
Yeah.
Found some silver. That was a cool little cap thing he had too.
Hello.
I wonder what
Hello.
it was.
Hello, Relic Reaper Metal Detecting. How are you tonight? Welcome.
Hello.
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 Hello. All right. All right. I think we're done with the hellos.
Hello.
Rose, I gotta say, this gift you gave me for Christmas time is the gift that keeps giving.
Man, I'm glad so much you like it. It's so funny. We were we had searched at a couple stores for some mugs and we hadn't had any luck, and we were about to give up, and we're in the checkout line when we saw this stand, and yours of course popped right. We're like, okay, these are them. We have to get it because it's perfect red. So
Yeah, I pretty much run on it. Jesse too, but you got a nice cup too.
Oh, yeah. Here.
He has it back there with all his treasures.
Yep. Be naughty, save Santa the trip.
What about you, Piano? Where's your? No, I'm just kidding.
Mine says you melt me.
I wanted to ask you about that thing that you found, Rose. That
Auger.
no, not the auger.
Oh.
That round, half round, looked like some kind of design. You know which one I'm talking about?
On the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still don't know what it is.
Kind of looks. You know what it kind of looks like?
Somebody said a sundial, so something to do with sundial.
Or it could be, it kind of looks like the frame to an old sign, like an old gas station sign.
Yeah.
When the frames used to be made out of like cast iron and stuff.
Yeah, that actually. Yeah.
If you finish the circle out, and that one side looks like part of the stand. I don't know. That's what I saw when I was looking at it.
It's a weird one. It's it stumped us all, and yeah, we only have best guess on it, no absolutes, and I would put that into a best guess, Jeff.
I mean, it just. I watch a lot of American Pickers, so I mean seriously, they find like sign mounts and stuff like that, and a lot of times that's what parts of it looks like. That's because the one thing I was at first I thought it was maybe like some kind of part of a lever for like a brake system on a piece of machine, but I didn't see any holes or I didn't see any movement. All I saw was just like the shape,
A frame. It's like a frame for sure.
Yeah, right. And it looked like a frame of some kind. So now I'm thinking old gas station signs used to be mounted on cast iron pedestals with a big metal frame around it, and they would hang a metal sign in there for whatever product they happened to be advertising that month.
Yeah, that's actually so. When we fish with Chris, he takes a lot of the stuff too, which is kind of nice because our pile, it's not a pile, it's a mound. But we actually took that one with us because we were so curious with it. We just wanted to have it on hand to see if we could figure it out.
So now you got to Google, what you Google is old gas station sign stands.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
And see if you can find one of those stands that has that part of that design or part of that shape in there.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you know. Yeah, if it
cool.
catches up or anything. Yeah,
it's just a guess.
Yeah, it would have been. I would have loved to have the full piece to it. To do some sort of.
It's still there.
Yeah, right. And there was still so much at that bridge, so much.
Yeah, Willie, still there.
Willie asked if we ever went back to get that stuck magnet. The water's so high that there's no access point to try anything yet, but that place does drought out. It does get drier and drier, and you can end up walking up and down that creek bed. And we might try when there's not 6 to 8 feet of water.
The brand new one on the inside, underneath.
Believe it. Somebody, and they must have just. It was a brand new magnet. It was so shiny, and they flipped it right under the bridge, so pulling it would almost be impossible. So they cut the rope and let it go. What a loss. Oh, man. We'll get it.
That has to suck. Brand new magnet.
Yep.
Brand new magnet.
Yeah, we've been really lucky, and we've never lost one. But now that I said it on Ed's show, I think we're in trouble.
It comes, man. It's going to happen. We've lost one, just one.
When I check this out, here's how bad it could be for you. I got a magnet, and I asked Rose about where the places were, and she said, "Well, make sure you don't do piers where there's metal and things like that. You get stuck." Next video comes out. What does she do?
Gets her magnet stuck.
I can give all the advice in the world, but the truth is sometimes you're just swinging it and it gets stuck.
Yeah. So we have a guest tonight, Ed.
Yeah.
That we do. Two, actually. Two.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's cool we're talking about magnet fishing because we're definitely down with chucking magnets. And we like I said, we hadn't lost anything, and we actually managed to find some stuff too. So we had a good year last year, but this year we haven't been able to start because the ponds are still frozen and the creeks.
Yeah.
We actually had snow again 2 days ago here in Alberta. One last snowstorm, just to let it go. So
well, keep them up there, buddy. Keep them up that.
Yeah. No more. I don't want any more. We want to get out there. I was detecting a bunch already, and then you get
Canadians are made for snow, so just keep it up
there. Further north. Leave it for the reindeer.
For the Yukon territory, right?
Exactly. They got to keep their snow machines running, right? So
Right.
Well, Aurora, do you
Go ahead,
also
Rose.
like magnet fishing?
Yes.
Is it what's your favorite catch?
We found the bottom of an office chair. That was my favorite find.
That's a pretty cool find. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Out of the creek by our house, she got the bottom. Well, we did it together, but yeah, office chair. Who would think, you know?
You never know
And
what.
we got a nickel because Canadian coins, a lot of them are magnetic. We got it in the local trout pond. So
Oh.
if you think a needle in a haystack is hard, how about a nickel in a trout pond? Right? You know, that was a surprise. That's our first coin on a magnet. So
I
Yeah,
think
we
lucky.
can't do that because our coins aren't magnetic.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, no coins
Yeah.
best.
so we could go to the mall here with the
Mhm.
magnet and go to all the fountains, you know, and the little wishing wells in the mall and make a video. We'll see if we can get arrested maybe by security.
That'd be great content.
Then you could have Aurora talk you out of getting arrested.
Yeah, it was all his idea, she'll say, and she'll leave me there. He's an idiot.
I love are they all Mounties? Or
in the cities,
Mounties
they have
just
their
stay-
own police.
Oh,
The
okay.
cities will have their own police detachments, and then in the rural and the
They're kind of like our
everywhere else.
sheriffs, aren't they? Aren't they kind of like our sheriffs, our local sheriffs? Or no, they're more national, aren't they?
Yeah, now we do have a sheriff's department to do like highway patrol and to do the prison transfers, where before the police were taking care of it. Now the sheriffs do it. So yeah, they've been expanding more departments because the RCMP is technically like left over from military, what do you call it, background. They're more like
Right. They come from
Whereas
when
the
Canada
police
was still a
forces are-
territory and stuff.
Yeah.
And they needed like federal marshals.
exactly. Yeah.
You know, Matt Dillon.
The Dudley Do-Rights of Canada, right? You guys remember?
Right.
Rocky
I always thought they were like feds.
maybe,
Mounties.
but not really.
And since
really.
they're the Royal Canadian Police.
No, they're just the countrywide, the national kind of detachment. So you coming back?
Brady says RCMP is federal. That would make sense. Their form of federal.
Yeah.
They would be federal A's. Where in Mexico they're federales and was that racist?
I don't know. You're talking about federales and you're a Mexican, but you are American. You're just made with Mexican parts. So I don't know. Would that be?
I thought it was funny.
Bronx says, nah, it's funny. I thought it was funny too. You know. So does that make me racist?
Well, of course. You're not supposed to laugh at that.
Well, if I'm racist for everything I do and I have all this privilege, where's my... I don't even have my white privilege card yet.
I know they ran out. They sold out in about a week.
Jeez. I don't know. I need more privilege if I'm this privileged. Having bears. Oh, beers. Well, you
Beers.
always have beers, Flower Gold Wizard.
Tell us when you don't.
I don't know anymore. Everything's racist anymore. Ain't that the truth, Steve? Ain't that the truth?
I think a problem is like, if we can't ever offend anyone, then I think no one can really say anything. People are going to get offended no matter what. We just have to.
You're not talking to me. I'm offended.
Exactly. Now I'm offended too.
Here, I'm about to offend you a little more is all I got to say. Do I offend? Let me offend a little more.
Yeah.
I don't know how to act any less white than I am. I was born this way.
That's right, Bronx. Life's too short for all that. You gotta laugh.
Okay, let's talk about metal detecting and treasure hunting.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I
You know,
saw
we get enough of that stuff in
Everyday life.
yeah.
So normally we would have been snowed in till now, but we got early spring, so we've been out metal detecting already, and we have actual finds this year.
Nice.
Already, so we're pretty stoked. Here, Rory, flash off. Rory will show our first ring.
Yeah. Show it off.
Hold it up. Here,
Yeah,
get it way up here where they can see.
I've been out a couple times this year, but I haven't done anything. Oh, nice.
The dog. Yeah, we already got one ring. It's a kid ring, so
Hey,
Very cool.
we got this cool truck at the
Let me pin
playground.
you up, buddy.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna pin your video up. Show that again.
It's
Boom.
55 Chevy step side, and this was like a foot down almost. We managed to pull it out of the playground sand. Plus the chain
crazy how tires get so deep? They get pretty deep. I found this last week.
Deep sand in the playground. Oh, that's a nice one too.
Lamborghini, yeah.
Lamborghini. Now you could say you have a Lamborghini.
Oh yeah.
First lock. Nothing special.
Okay.
It's so special to you guys.
Still.
Yeah.
that's a big find, man.
Yeah. It's better than a pull tab.
We got a pile of change. Just spendable change. We got we call it clad, like you guys say clad, same thing. No silver yet. It's coming.
You'll find it. What part of Alberta are you from? Cheryl
We're right
was
central, the center of Alberta, right by the capital city, Edmonton. Just a little bit north of there. So there's lots of old farms in the area, schools from like the late 1800s, early 1900s, like one-room schoolhouses crumbling into the ground, hiding in the countryside. So we just got to get out there and find them.
Oh, cool. Check out old topo maps. They might have them.
Metal detect an abandoned house, like in a field, like an abandoned farm, and also explore it.
Yeah, see, she wants to do an abandoned farmhouse in the middle of a field.
That's
she
cool.
thinks that's where she wants.
That'd be cool.
So
That'd be
like,
really
like nickels and all that stuff are gonna be like hiding there.
Ooh, yeah. See, we want a buffalo nickel. In Canada, it's hard to get, you know, the American coins, but we got a Wheatie last year of 1941. A 41 Wheatie. Would you believe it was like 100 yards from the back gate of a house, like the backyard into the park?
Yeah.
And you know, like a World War II Wheatie or just before World War II. How long's that been hiding in the dirt? You know, that's kind of funny.
Right.
Like someone must have traveled up here to lose it.
So Aurora, our friend Heavy Meadow Detective wants to know what's the coolest part about finding toys.
After you get to play with them.
I agree.
That's right.
Totally.
Did you have to clean that truck up a lot?
Once it dried, the sand just fell off of it.
Perfect.
It was perfect. Yeah, not much to do. I don't think it was hidden for too long, but you know, it's not that old of a toy.
Mine, I think's been buried for a while because the paint's all bubbled up on it. You know, but hey,
still treasure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Still treasure.
At least it wasn't aluminum foil bowls.
Right. Or soda tap.
Yeah, I did find some of those too, not at this place, but at the fairgrounds.
Yeah, I think foil is one of those big plagues on metal detecting, and you got to dig it. You know, if you're skipping foil, you're skipping like good stuff. I think.
Well, yeah, because you know when like when we're talking about balls of foil, I got asked. There's old fairgrounds that they allow you to go on Melitech. But what you find there is balls of foil like hot dogs and hamburgers used to come wrapped in back in the old days, right? And then people would just and throw it, right? So yeah, I find a lot of those. But you gotta dig for them because they bring up as non-ferrous, you know. So
the cigarette foils.
Oh yeah, that too.
Fold up, you know.
Man.
Carefully folded so that it's preserved forever in the ground, you know. Yeah, those are a problem.
Yeah, you gotta get them out of the way, right?
Yeah, those and pull tabs.
All pull tabs.
I took out my Knox at the park at lunchtime the other day. I found 6 pull tabs, a little can slaw, and 2 pennies. 1 surface find.
Not bad. Surface finds, hey? You always got to look down, I say. Treasure hunters are always eyes on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, you'll bump your head off something walking around because you're always looking down.
Not going to be able to find nothing down there if we're not looking, right, brother?
Yeah,
that's right.
And Rory's always got her eyes open. She brings home coins from the playground sand at school. She doesn't even bring a metal detector to school, guys. She sees the corner, that little edge sparkling out of the sand. She's on it. Like,
Coin, another one.
Sand at school. It's always either like foil. It's rarely a nickel or something like that.
quarters. You get
Quarter. I got a quarter that day.
Yeah, she gets quarters.
Do any of your friends look for them with you?
I don't know if they do or not.
They
but
might
they
not.
probably don't.
They're probably not addicted to treasure hunting like we are.
Not letting them in on a secret change.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, don't talk about it because then you have to share it. You keep it for yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
You're competing against it. So, Aurora, is there any other kind of treasure hunting you want to do besides just metal detecting and magnet fishing?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, what else?
You know, like going down to deep sea diving and do some treasures off of a ship.
Yes.
Yes. Who does it?
Gold panning.
They're like, what?
Oh, she likes collecting Star Wars stuff. So technically it's a treasure because she's
Yeah.
keeping it and collecting it. But she does like all the little Star Wars
Yes.
figurines and stuff. So
Oh yeah, that's treasure hunting.
Right.
especially the child, anything to do with that little green guy.
What about gemstones and rocks?
She is a rock collector. Oh my God.
Yes, I've collected rocks. Small rocks, big rocks.
Yeah. And I don't know what her grading system is, but she's got one of her own. Like, in my opinion, they might not be the best rocks, but to her, there's something about those rocks, you know?
Because I'm going to paint them all.
Oh, and she wants to paint rocks.
Oh, paint rocks. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can
People paint up all happy. and then
yeah,
you
put
them
like little
somewhere.
messages, right?
Yeah.
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 That's
Like, if you put them out in the outdoors, some
Yep.
like jerk is going to throw them into the water. That's why I keep all my rocks at home where they're safe.
Yeah. We did some near the creek here. And then we think the teenagers that frequent the pump house tossed them all into the creek. So we'll find them this year, maybe, when we're creek walking.
Arrowheads?
No, there's not a lot of that around here
Stop-
that
stop
we've seen.
here.
Oh, yeah, so, yeah, no arrowheads. That'd be cool, but no fossils like teeth and stuff. We don't see the shark teeth as much, but there are areas we could go to sort of, within a few hundred clicks where like the Drumheller area where they're pulling out actual dinosaurs and stuff. So we could go fossil hunting. We just haven't. It's something to broaden the channel for sure. We could go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we plan on doing a little gold panning too this year.
There you go,
Grandpa got a set of
Saskatchewan
pans.
River.
Yeah, North Saskatchewan. Ed's been talking about it too. He keeps bringing it up to me. There's gold in that river.
That's what they say. Hey, what's up, Brian? How you doing tonight? Hey, dudes. There's the history hunters are in the house.
Dudes.
Dude.
Oh, I gotta let my cat and my dog in. Hang on.
Yeah, we got the dog right
Or
here.
is the
He's
dog
just
saying, hey, let the cat in?
So, Aurora, would you ever tumble any of your gemstones and then make like jewelry out of them, like wrap them up?
Actually, no, maybe I will do that.
Yeah, we could ask maybe Santa Claus for a rock tumbler.
What is that?
It like spins around and around, and the rocks keep all bumping off each other and some other media you put in there, and they come out like shiny like glass.
Rounded and
Yeah,
polished.
she doesn't really know about rock tumbling
It's
actually.
really cool.
It's a good
Yeah,
one.
she's already interested now, so
Yeah, the
that's a
stones
good
that you
idea.
pull out, they become a lot, well, they can become a lot prettier and bring out colors in them that you know, like maybe if you pick up a stone, it looks a little red. When you're done, you may end up seeing a lot more red in the stone. So you can bring those colors out and shine them up and they look so pretty.
Well, I'm sure you've seen those polished stones in the gift shops
Mhm.
where they have bags of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you can make. That's what you make with a tumbler.
Yes.
Yeah, she's seen it.
That's what you make with a tumbler. You make those kind of stones.
That's a great idea. I'm glad you brought that up because then it's like onto the list now.
Right, yeah, just start
And I
writing
watched
it up.
it on Me Miner's channel. Shout out to Me Miner. He is a tumbling wizard, isn't he? Like the stuff that he does is pretty crazy. So I'm sure there's more channels than just him out there, but in my experience, pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, I figure it says this tumbler is spinning right now.
Yeah, I literally just pulled mine out of a cleaning cycle and I'm about to put my polishing grid in. It's got about 10 days. Jess, those are the ones from Indiana when we met up. I can't wait to show you guys.
Oh,
I got some pretty ones.
Cool.
Those are like,
Come again?
is it,
Breaking up a
like,
little.
does it make noise? Oh, it's probably from my phone going on. Yeah, usually we do better from the garage, but there you go.
Not today.
Today, yeah.
Oh, you're coming in better now though already. It's much better.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi wasn't working at first, and so I switched to my phone data, and that seemed to fix it. But I guess I gotta keep my phone in the air, or what? I was wondering. I was trying to say, does your rock tumbler make a lot of annoying like noise? Do you have to hide it or put a towel over it to shut it up? Like
I keep mine in my living room, but I have a rubber barrel, which is like I couldn't imagine ever using a plastic barrel from the rubber because they're so much quieter. They're so much quieter.
There we go.
So it sits in the living room, TV can be on. In fact, most of the time when I'm on live with these guys, it's going. It's just right now it's you know, I just haven't messed with it, but most of the time it's going during the show. So yeah, definitely the rubber.
Cool. No, I'll keep that in mind too. Rubber all the way.
Yep.
Don't forget.
I forget why.
Yeah, I need to fix my tumbler or get a new one.
Rock tumbler, rubber.
Oh.
Ed, I got mine from Harbor Freight, and I got it last July, and it's about time to replace it. It was not. I wouldn't recommend the Harbor Freight ones. I really
Yeah,
couldn't have them.
you get
Unless
a
you buy the
double
warranty, you can replace
tumbler.
it.
Yeah, and I lost the receipt. Otherwise, I'd be able to swap it out.
Right.
But and they said that it's not tied to our. It's just magically gone, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna have to either purchase another one and then keep that receipt and hang on to it because I know it won't make it a year, and then I can just keep doing it. But I think I'm just gonna upgrade to something a little bit nicer. That's what I think we'll do.
Yeah, you know, they work a lot of hours. So, you know, if you, what saves you more in the long run?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yeah. Get yourself 55-gallon drum and a.
Yeah, yeah. So because I've got all the big rocks from both Croissant and it's the one JP always goes to, Thermal City. When you
Thermal City.
order, yeah, the bigger buckets, you get big, beautiful rocks, but my tumbler's too small for them. You know, they're some of them the size of my fist, and I guess I could break them up, but I want to get a bigger tumbler and tumble those suckers.
Willie brought up something. Wonder if you could use a brass shaker and walnut pieces to get the same effect. I don't know, Willie. Do that
Walnuts,
project, film it.
Yeah.
let us know. But I think walnut's going to be too soft.
I agree. I think the walnut would be too soft. I think
Yeah,
that's
well,
just-
maybe at the end for a polish instead of like mix them with your plastic beads
Mhm.
for, I don't know, walnut. You could use walnuts for sandblasting.
Right. For sandblasting wood. Well, a sandblasting anything, but usually they use walnuts when you got a soft, like wood or something, you're trying to take the paint off. You don't want it to be so hard that you eat the wood. You know, that's why they, on a house, a wooden structure, they'll use walnut shell as opposed to black sand.
Yeah, for a while I just threw a bunch of my black sand, in a
Oh,
tumbler and boom.
It'll do it, but
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
eat. In a sandblaster, your black sands are great.
Oh, I bet. That's one way to utilize black sand. BMXer Don, my friend Don from Washington. Most of the times the bushings go bad, so hire a machinist to make a few bushings for you.
That's interesting because the problem is, I said they were quiet. The rubber barrels are quiet, but right now there's a spinning noise. It's like I thought it was maybe the fan. Maybe it is a bushing. Something's wrong.
Peener says walnuts are good for finishing and polishing. Okay.
And could you? I mean, you have to get them wet too. Can walnuts get wet to do that?
Why not?
Yeah. Wouldn't they just get mushy?
I would think they would get mushy.
After a while.
Mushy. I'm like, yeah, like goober. And you got to keep, even when you're polishing, it takes a good 7 to 10 days. So Terry Curie says walnuts work on ice or wood, not rocks. Quartz rocks are great abrasive too. I know. I love the quartz. I try to always have some quartz in there.
Yeah, quartz, hard stone.
Mm-hmm.
You use the shell, Peener says.
Yes,
No,
Peener.
we thought you meant the meat, Peener.
So what are your guys' summer plans? I know that you've got your cold weather that's going away very, very soon. But what's in the works over the next few weeks?
Well, we're definitely gonna get Rory out detecting. She knows how to swing it, but she doesn't dig, like I dig in all her holes. So we got a smaller shovel for her, and we're hoping to get her making plugs and not
Gonna practice in your own backyard for that, right?
Myself.
Yeah.
We went wading when I was I think 5.
And that's the thing. And she wants to get back wading. Like we love doing our creek explores and going through the ponds and stuff like that. So
I remember the time I held frog eggs.
Yeah, tadpoles and frog eggs.
Very cool.
All that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
So is it go ahead.
We're listening.
Oh, is it just nature you like being out in? Is it the scenery, or is it hanging out with your dad, or what's your favorite part?
Probably all of them.
Yeah.
All the
All the above.
above.
Like, you know, really technically, actually, she's lying because her favorite is Roblox.
You, right?
Yes, which is a game.
Roblox and what's the other one? Animal Crossing. Does
Yes.
anyone play Animal Crossing?
Yeah, it's been a while, but I know it.
Yeah. So those are technically, I think, her favorite. But you know, once you break her away from the computer, she just loves outside. So
Mm.
still learning to get the training wheels off her bike, but she's only 8.
Yes.
And we don't get year-round pedal biking here. You know, we have 5-6 months of winter.
Yeah.
So she's only had half the practice of a kid in California.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
you know. And so yeah, I've got to do that. Rollerblading, you know,
Yes.
it's like skating, I guess. She's
Yes.
been on skates. So she is Canadian. She has been on ice skates already.
Hockey or figure?
Because I can technically like spin in circles.
That's
on them.
right. She can skate already.
Ah.
So if you can skate, you should be able to rollerblade.
Sure.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
And another thing that I really want to do is have like a skateboard.
Ooh yeah,
That's very
skateboard.
cool. Yeah.
Skateboard.
Since skateboards are like very popular on YouTube now.
Mhm.
Yeah, skateboards are
Oh,
always
build her a half pipe in your backyard.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
popular now. Now they are.
If you're gonna draw a skateboard, is she gonna draw a longboard or is she gonna draw a freestyle half pipe board is the question. I think kids who are younger want longboards, right? I think that she wants to ride
I
the
could draw one right now, and I'd draw what I really wanted for a skateboard.
yeah. Well, we're not right now, but
all of the above. A
She'd be a
pull board,
longboarder.
street board, lawn board. Yeah. I
I grew up skateboarding, you know, kid in the 80s and 90s. We definitely skateboarded and had our BMX bikes too. So
yeah, I had a half pipe in my backyard as a teenager.
that's
So,
awesome. I remember when I was a kid, like halfway down the block, there was kids that had a full-on half pipe, and that was amazing. But I was young then before I started skateboarding.
yeah, none of you tell anybody. Don't tell the owners of the apartment building on my old block, but we stole the wood from there and built it in the backyard.
My parents would have never let that happen.
My mom didn't know. She was a nurse and worked nights. She slept during the day. And my dad was too busy with his coins and tokens and his history stuff. So they were great parents. But they gave me way too much freedom.
Well, look at you. You turned out fine.
Yeah, if it wasn't for me then, I wouldn't be who I am now. But
You want me to date myself?
that's up to you, old man.
I was around when we were taking the handles off our scooters for the first time. The ones we built with the handles,
Yeah,
those up and started trying to ride without them.
with steel
That's when I
wheels.
skateboard.
My first skateboard was a 2x4 with steel skates
Yep.
torn apart and nailed on the board. Then clay wheels, then urethane. Yeah, I'm that old. I wasn't quite Jesse's old where we tore off the front part of a scooter, but
That was on Back to the Future
that it
Right.
was.
when he grabs the kid's thing and he breaks it off and he goes skateboarding on it, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, that's awesome.
Also,
I didn't realize I knew Marty then.
Okay,
Fingers
guys.
Bye.
Roy says bye, everyone. Her butt's sore. I
See
told her.
ya.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna take the more comfortable chair.
She was very
Yeah,
patient
definitely.
though. Yeah, very patient for that.
Yeah, I can get about half an hour, 45 minutes for a mail call.
Whoops.
And other getting her to sit for a whole hour is tough.
You say
Wrong.
she's 8 years old, dude. You're doing great. You're
Yeah.
lucky to get 8 seconds. An 8-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, no, and like I say, she acts a little bit wise beyond her years. That's just who she is. A smart kid. She I think was crawling at 6 months and then was walking when she was 9. months. Like she walked before a year old. So it was like one of those weird movies where that kid who's too small is walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had to start walking so she could treasure hunt with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you ever think you would
Oh
be
no.
She draw you a skateboard? Oh.
She said, I'll be in the videos with you.
Yeah, right.
Troublemaker.
So what drove you to start your channel, your YouTube channel?
Inquiry
I was
minds
watching,
wanna know.
all of a sudden I became interested in metal detecting, like watching YouTube videos, I guess. And you hit that, I hate to say hit metal detecting age, right? But it kind of just felt like it was the time to start. So I'll give credit to I Dig Daytona. I watched a whole Brian videos and bought a detector and a stand. And we got no beaches here in Alberta, so we did playgrounds.
I kind of like the idea of a
I have
playground.
no idea if this is
Yeah.
Playgrounds are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never even crossed my mind, but I bet you there's a bunch of stuff in a playground.
Yeah, lots of metal detecting channels hit up. They call them tot lots or whatever you want to call it. But people are losing stuff all the time, hanging upside down from the monkey bars, dumping out their pockets.
Yep.
Forgetful kids leaving their toy trucks behind.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess the sand just swallows them
Buried
right
a foot
up.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bury something and then you don't remember where you buried it 2 seconds later, I think, for kids, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right. You got an 8-year out there with his trucks and he's playing here and he buries one there and buries one over here and hey, Jimmy, come home. He's gone.
that's all there. He'll find it, maybe. Probably not. We'll find it.
We'll find it if nobody else looks for it.
Oh, for sure. And then that started giving me the idea that maybe since we're out detecting and we're scooping up all the good finds, that maybe we should be seeding at the same time. Maybe we should put back something, in a little bag with a note.
Don't they call that geocaching?
No, because then you advertise where it is and people go find it, kind of thing, right?
Right.
Geocaching. But this would be like, 20 years from now, someone might just happen to metal detect that park again, and then they'll find a coin from the MAER videos treasure hunters.
Oh, yeah.
Here you guys go, email.
You could make your own token.
Oh, that's kind of a cool idea, Ed.
Make your own.
Yeah, that's a really, really neat idea. Because
like a copper, a small copper coin with flash in your pan logo on it. Boom.
Exactly.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
That could potentially be somebody's best find that they've ever had. Especially if there's a note attached to it. I mean, that really brings some significance.
I would inscribe the coin itself.
Yeah.
Rather than attach a note to it that will disintegrate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You could engrave it.
Engrave it? Hell yeah.
Mm.
Engrave a little, howdy from 2021, flash in your pan. And that's it.
Yeah. And then they can figure it out. They can, the finding you and hunting you down, that could be a whole nother experience.
Look in the old YouTube archives.
Yeah. Bill, I looked into having tokens made and plant them in different locations. My luck, someone would nail me for littering.
Yeah, littering.
Could you imagine trying to explain that to an officer or something? What you're doing? They think you're a crazy person.
But wouldn't that be a cool find in the year 2121?
Mm-hmm.
Or 3021.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think Drum Detect said, I want to dig one up in 100 years, like there's a chance that it doesn't get found for so long. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, and a lot of us are out there and we're digging a lot of modern, you know, change. I'm not talking like zinc pennies, because zinc pennies are going to dissolve in the ground, but the, you
Right.
know, the stuff that's still copper in the mid to later 1900s, we're digging them too early. If someone was digging that 200 years from now, they'd be like, holy shit, a 1950, you know, or like a 1965.
Exactly.
Whoa, right on, you know,
Yeah.
penny. But now no one cares about a 1965 penny right now.
Unless
Yeah.
you're a metal detector, then it's the best thing
I
ever.
guess we have fun. I still have fun. But you know what I mean? Like digging that 100 years from now would be a lot cooler.
Mhm.
So, but we're cleaning
would
the
be able
earth.
to
That's
do
what
it.
we're doing.
Yeah.
But you're finding the stuff that's over 100 years old, may not be coins and stuff, but you know, you're finding that stuff too. You just haven't found anybody's buried treasure yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I agree, Steve. Would have to put the date they were made.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yep.
Good idea.
Yep.
Don't forget to put the date.
Stick it on the moon.
Yeah, first metal detectors on the moon. They're gonna find it there.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah, I heard about that, Cheryl. No pennies in Canada anymore.
That's true.
They don't circulate it. Everyone still has probably an ice cream pail or at least a little bag of pennies kicking around in their basement,
Right.
but they're no longer spendable.
Huh.
You can turn them in at banks for the 1 cent. You're not allowed to scrap it because people want to scrap them. The copper's worth more than the coin, and that's why they
Right.
stopped. That's why they stopped doing them.
Well,
So me, like, I got buckets and buckets. My parents kept change for some reason, you know, like those people that throw change in the cup all the time. And so when I moved out years back, whoa, decade back or more, I brought a huge ice cream pail of pennies, and when I penny hunted it, there was like as old as 1928
Oh wow.
pennies in there that someone must have. They probably brought in a little cup from their parents' house when they moved out, right? So that was cool. And I always do giveaways on my show, and I try to give away birth year Canadian coppers. So if you were born in 65, I got a whole stack of 65 pennies. If you're born in 71, you know, no problem.
Yeah.
I got a whole ice cream pail of pennies to hunt through.
That's funny.
I have my somewhere. Where'd I put that?
I watch this YouTuber, Curiosity Incorporated. He's a antique dealer, and anyways, he'll buy the whole inside of somebody's house, the whole estate.
Yeah.
He'll buy it. He just bought one, right? And he's into his second video on this house. He went down the basement and found buckets and boxes of coins, mixed coins, pennies, quarters, all Canadian. He's up in Canada.
Yeah. Change orders.
Oh, well, the person really wasn't a hoarder. It's just the family didn't want to deal with everything that was in the house. But that was the first thing he run into was all this change everywhere. Just boxes. Boxes and boxes.
Oh,
yeah. Like that. Oh, yeah. Big stuff.
This is all the silver change from my parents' change hoard. It fills this here. We call it the treasure box.
Yeah.
And then there was an ice cream pail worth of pennies too. So these go all the way back to like the 70s. Sadly, there's no silver in here. There was 2 Bobcat quarters. So in the whole thing, there was 2 silvers.
Wow.
But hey, Bobcat, yeehaw, 1967 Canadian Centennial. I could show it to you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, definitely show them off.
Hi, Mickey. And
Right.
508 Magnus, how are you tonight? Drum Detect, how are you tonight? Miss Laurel, what's up?
Ryan just had a birthday.
Oh, yeah. Steve,
Yeah,
how are
Let
you
me
tonight?
pin you up.
Yeah. And
Instead of the caribou, it's got bobcats.
Oh,
And they only made these for 1 year in 1967.
I
That's
think I have a
awesome.
couple of those, and I
The
have
last year
some.
of silver change.
I have some air snow bunnies too.
Oh
Hairs.
yeah, the bunnies, the nickels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, those aren't silver. They're pure nickel, just like the name.
Brian, you know our bot will terminate you if you put numbers in the room more than 3 times.
Oh, they're gonna test it. You're gonna test your theory, Ed.
Shit, where's my bot?
I'm the whole screen, I think. It's all me. It's my show now.
It is your show tonight.
It is all yours.
Yeah, tell us about your channel, man. Tell us about what you do. Not
Sure.
everybody
Well,
knows
besides
who
the
you are.
treasure hunting, metal detecting, and magnet fishing, we're also like family based. So we have the wife and the other child that will do what we used to community events around town. Before COVID, we would go to like, you know, the Thanksgiving dinners, the parades, and that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And we would vlog it to our Facebook fan club. And then we started YouTubing, and we only got out like 3 vlogs before COVID hit, like
Yeah.
a Christmas one and a Thanksgiving one. But we do Halloween every year. We record all the cool houses in town and show it off. But that's that end of it. I'm losing my train of thought all of a sudden.
Your channel, what you're about.
Oh, that's right. So that's us treasure hunting. But the other half is the live show. So we like to have other metal detecting channels come on, and we talk to the creators. Like, you know, you see them metal detecting on their channels and they're showing their finds, but we bring them on so you can get to know them a little better. Right.
Right,
So
I watched your show.
That's a
with
good
Ed on.
idea, man. We should have thought of that.
yeah, exactly. There's a need for it. And we'll get smaller channels on there. We don't care if you only have like 400, 500, 600 subs, 800. We don't need the hugest guests because we're about building the community, right? Bringing everyone together. So
Yeah.
Right. I don't care if you have
It's
a
not
million
like
or
we're here
100.
to,
Yep.
What
That's
we're
right.
not here to get famous overnight. That's the other thing, is we're here for fun. We're not monetized at MAER videos, and we probably, I don't know if we ever will be, right? But hey, we're going to keep doing it and having fun. And if we ever hit 1,000 subscribers, you know, yeehaw, right?
One
right.
day
I used to
you
obsess
will.
about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys will be there sooner than you know it.
Did
Yeah.
anyone ever used to like watch it way too obsessively though? Oh, I went down 5.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, way
3.
too
Oh,
much.
go 7.
And you're like, oh man, geez.
Like
Yeah.
just to hit
Up, down,
150.
up, down, up, down.
Yeah,
You
I
know
stopped
what
watching,
really,
and I check
what
every
really
once in a
sucks
while, and I
about
try
that-
not to.
what really sucks about that, it's not usually your members, your people that have subscribed to you that are doing that. It's YouTube.
Yeah,
They're the ones that are doing that to you. You know, your subscribers aren't unsubscribing to you all of a sudden for no reason. You know.
yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't think, anyways. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think before I really realized that though, like I just used to get my feelings hurt. Be like, oh, I made all these new friends, and then oh, they disappeared a day later, right? And
Right.
now that we're over that, now that we're just here to have fun, you know, it's
Right.
much better.
You got to look
anyone
at it that way. Yeah. You know, how are you going to let YouTube stress you out? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah,
So
don't
weird.
do YouTube if it's not fun. If
Yeah.
it's ruining your life, why are you on YouTube? I would say, if you know,
I've learned to try not
you're
to
losing
give
sleep.
a hoot. Sometimes it's kind of difficult, but you know, we all go through it as creators in one form or another, you know, and then when people we go through this a lot, but it don't bother me much, and it isn't. We'll have guests on, like say our very good friends Adventures with Purpose. we'll have them on when they have like less than 1,500. Then 2 years later, they have 1 million, and you've only gained
Wow.
like 2,000.
Yeah.
But
You
you
know.
know, it is what it is, and he puts a lot of work
That's the
into
truth.
it, and he's doing a great mission with his channel. So flashing
Right.
your
He
pan,
got, his followers are different than what the type of followers we get. His
well,
followers are people that are emotionally attached to what he's doing. So
we have his followers right here joining us.
Oh, I understand that, but what I'm saying is the reason that because he's hit a nerve in our society that has touched a lot of people, and he's helping a lot of people. I mean,
Oh yeah,
let's face it, he's doing a lot bigger thing than we're doing. We're doing a good thing too, without a doubt. But I expect him to get even bigger.
oh yeah. I think Jared and the Ventures were with purpose. I give them 1 year, and they'll be at 2 million.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad we were part of helping launch what he was doing. I mean, in a small way.
Yeah, and the way his channels evolved, like all
Right.
channels evolved, uh, it's now he's like made a global. It's a global movement of
Oh yeah,
amateur search and rescue teams.
taking on those jobs that the cops can't afford or won't do because
Yeah,
can't afford to do it.
politics
They
and
don't have the
funding.
resources.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, the bureaucratic red tape stuff. But unfortunately, there's been cops. KS Divers sent you, right, Ringo? Yeah. Jacob from Chaos Divers, great guy. And his channel's evolving the same way. Went from metal detecting and fishing and kayaking to scuba diving, and now he's looking for cars and missing people too. And I'm stoked that we're friends with them.
Right. Yeah, me too. I mean, it's just hey, we're filling our niche. We're helping bring YouTubers together and treasure hunters together, and that was our intention. I think we're doing a fine job of it myself.
I think we are. I like Marlin's show too on
Oh yeah,
Sundays, his meet and greets and same
yeah, it
type
was a
of
fun
thing.
show.
We have a lot of killer people in our community because we're all one hand. But I have to say, gold prospecting has to be the thumb of the hand, though.
Well, then magnet fishing is the middle finger.
Yeah, you got that right, sis. You got that right. Yeah, I should have known that would come from you, Rose.
Couldn't help myself.
You didn't want to.
So I mean,
well, we're glad you're here, Laura Williams.
Yeah, I was going to say that just to kind of bring everything back in, and I'm sorry if I missed it when I just stepped out, but whether it be 1 million, whether it be 500, the community is really what it's all about. Is the friends that you make, the connections that you make, the people you get to meet up with. That's really. As long as there's that,
I agree. It's like in our finger of the hand. In gold prospecting, it's not necessarily the gold that's the real treasure. It's the friends you make and the camaraderie you have. Hey, Randy, Scotty, Tony.
Definitely. David V is in the house. What's up? And also, hey, hello to all our lurkers out there. We know you're out there.
Yeah, yeah. Our infamous lurkers. That's all right. We love you too.
Lurk away.
Lurk away.
Look away, look away.
Arlen, do you do any ghost hunting or wildlife, like looking for Bigfoot or?
My ghost hunting is limited to my night shifts at the hospital where I work. I share a break room with some ghosts, actually. And over the years, I've established an agreement where they stopped messing with me now. But like,
Cool.
I've had them like mess with the curtains in the room, waving, lampshades are like rocking back and forth and spinning. You're sleeping on your break, you're catching a quick nap in a recliner, and you wake up and it's rocking. And like, I'm like, who's rocking me? And you know, no one's in the damn room.
So what did you?
I've
what
been
did you
able,
have
like,
to do?
not able to move.
Oh man.
What do you mean?
What did you have to do to get them to leave you alone?
I just kept exposing myself until, I don't know, they got used to me.
Wow.
You know, like I didn't run screaming. And I talk to them too. Like, it's weird. People are gonna say I'm crazy, but I tell them, you know, hey, you know, like, do your thing, but try to leave me alone. You know, and eventually I told the one lady that, you know, you're really not supposed to be here. And I think that's what maybe clued her in to stop messing with me. Like, she stuck her hand in my head one time while I was, you know what I mean? Like, kind of trying to have a nap. And I could see myself from the top corner of the room with this person putting their hand in my head.
Ugh.
Like, just
Ooh.
anyway, like I almost got possessed. You know, when you've left your body, at that point, you've almost been taken over. And
Yeah.
that's a pretty scary thing, right? But I managed to maintain and not get possessed. I don't know. I'm sounding really crazy now, guys.
Poltergeist.
Yeah,
But
birds of a feather, I guess. Man.
when you
Yeah.
work somewhere,
Cheryl
when
wants to
you work
know, is
somewhere
it an
with
old
that many dead
hospital?
people,
Is it an
Yeah.
old hospital?
yes, it's yeah, 60, 70 years old probably already. So, and our unit used to be something else beforehand, right? So there's stuff lurking in that building. The doors to the morgue, you can see faces in the wood grain. It's the craziest thing. I think like,
There's like
have-
5 faces in
spirits
my
have imprinted
bathroom's
themselves.
door wood grain. There's a chipmunk, a devil, and 2 elves.
Spend too much time.
Yeah, I was
It's
going to ask
definitely-
about Outdoorsy Girl. When you
Oh
said
yeah, no. For
exposing
anyone who
yourself,
says ghosts aren't real, I'll beg to differ. I've been haunted myself several times by ghosts. So
well, when you what do you
Being a
mean? What
believer.
do you mean when you say you exposed yourself to them?
like, I just keep going in that same
okay,
room.
okay.
The one room on our unit that's haunted. I didn't show my you know what.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll clarify. I was going. I didn't
No,
know
I
that.
just didn't let it beat me. You know, like you just keep, you're like, no, that's my room, not your room, ghosties. I don't care if you're gonna like mess with me. And now they just don't care. I'm part of the furniture, right? So
I just remembered something. A while back, I don't know if you watched our shows where I was having a problem with my dog coming into the kitchen. I don't know if you saw any of those shows where my dog has had a problem, and I finally fixed it. In case anybody wanted to know, I don't know if I brought this up before.
Oh,
I
you're
threw a rug down on that spot. No more problems.
fix it with a rug.
Or you
With
just
a rug.
prevented him from seeing something, or I don't know. It's still weird.
And I had a dog. My dog wouldn't come into the kitchen. She wouldn't pass these 2 boards on the floor. She would not
Yeah.
go by them. So
stop
I think
cold.
somebody mentions throw a runner down there and see if that makes a difference. It made a difference.
That's crazy.
So she's good now, in and out. Yeah, I have ghosts too in my
Yeah,
house.
I'm sorry to you got me so intrigued. Have you considered filming any experiences like that and showing people?
you know, I've never like tried to sit my phone recording while I have a break or anything.
Yeah.
Our hospital was shut down for COVID for a little while because of the outbreak levels. And so they actually shut it down to let it pass through kind of thing.
Mhm.
And during that time, the skeleton crew, and, you know, use the word loosely, skeleton crew,
Right.
but that was maintaining the units had nothing but stories of hearing people crying, doors opening and closing when no one's there, things falling off the shelves. Everyone was just scared the whole time we were in that
Yeah.
lockdown at the hospital.
Ah,
You're stuck in an empty hospital with all the ghosties.
I wouldn't
you know,
want to
it
do
was-
it. Yeah, I wouldn't want to
But
do
no one really sees anything. It's all these things that are happening, right? It's like, I think even for myself, it's in a half sort of a waking kind of dream. Like I'm dozing on break trying to catch a power nap. And that's where I cross planes with the spirit. So then I could actually see them. Whereas you wouldn't probably see them if you were standing in the room with me. That's why I don't think I would get them on video. I think that the fact is that I am, you know, switching between planes of consciousness, you could say, trying to have a nap. And that's when I end up catching a glimpse of what they look like. So I knew it was a lady that was messing with me.
Hmm.
And I think she might have just been a nurse checking patients. You know, she thinks she's doing her job.
Mhm.
She's not there to hurt anyone, but it does hurt people when she kind of, you know,
Right.
yeah. So definitely weird. Like I couldn't move and my eyes were strobing black, white, and then I was hovering above my body for like 10, 15 seconds. But it
Wow.
could have been a bad dream, right? What if people would say you're crazy? It's just a bad dream.
Well,
know?
I mean, that's it's open to interpretation. I tell everybody that I want to believe. I get excited about it. I've just had no experiences myself, you know. So I'm open to any
Or
idea.
none that you're aware of.
Right.
Being
Because-
open is part of it.
Because people
My
have
wife
had,
says it
people
all the
have
time.
experiences.
I-
People
I-
have had experiences and not know it, not really know it until it was explained to them, and then they realize, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I remember that. you
I
know?
have to read something
You'd
from
have the
Ralph,
chills.
our friend Ralph, heavy metal detective. If the poltergeist haunts you, pull my junk out. Mental noted, and thanks, Marlon. And down here he says, "Good night, Peter. Beware of ghosts and sleep naked. Never know when a guy will have to defend himself."
Oh man. Yeah. Watch what you say on the live stream, guys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm a flasher. If you're a ghost, I'm a flash.
You just expose yourself to ghosts and you're good.
How funny is it that you probably come up with the best way to defend yourself against a ghost and we don't even know
Expose yourself.
Too funny. Just horribly offend them. Yeah. Wave your private set.
Yes. There you go.
Herbert, I'm glad you
Hey,
made
so-
it. Yeah, I'm glad to
Herbert.
see you here.
Thanks for joining us, Herbert. Rose is a killer sister.
Yeah,
Well,
good.
not literally a killer sister,
That
but
you guys know about.
yeah, that we know about.
We know about.
She does pack heat now, so don't mess with our sister.
I got it.
Well, that's
Just
good. We
right before
definitely
I came
definitely like that.
home. Yeah. Just got a share in, and I hope you saw that on Facebook, Herbert. So I just managed to share the show tonight, and I was wondering if anybody saw it.
Heavy metal detectives. That explains why I never see ghosts.
Yeah, same here, Heavy. That's that we figured it out.
I guess it's a good thing I sleep in the raw, huh?
Yeah.
I think we solved it, guys.
You gotta be a believer, guys.
Coach Craig, that's what a lot of
If
people
you
say.
firmly don't believe in ghosts,
Yep.
never see one.
I believe that.
If you, oh, that's not possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
you
even think
have
you have
to
to
be,
say-
you have to be open to the experience.
Yeah, I don't even have, you don't even have to say it's not possible. It's just, for me, I've always been one to question things. I want to try to find logical explanations behind things. You know, I'm driven to do that. So I do think that my mental shuts me off on a level I do believe that I am different than, say, Angela, who is very open spiritually and has had experiences herself. And I do believe that it's our own brain waves, if you will, or what we're, what's going on in our head that can prevent us or help us have an experience like that.
Right.
Yeah,
there are people who are more sensitive to those things than others. But the fact that you're not as sensitive to it doesn't mean that they're not around you and that you haven't had the experience. You just don't realize it at this point. I don't know if it's anything you can learn, because I've always been kind of sensitive since I was young. And that's what they call people who are able to feel that kind of stuff and see. They call them sensitive. People are sensitive to that. Not sensitive. I'm not sensitive.
You're right. We all know that, Jeff.
I do cry at sad movies though. But it's just, I don't know. It's the way I feel about kids with autism. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I think they're just wired different. They interpret things different than other people. And I think sensitive people are the same way. They're able to interpret things differently, and instead of you not being, let's say you're not as sensitive, you see a little flicker to the side and you just think it's something in your eyeball, right? Where a sensitive will see that flicker and literally feel or see a presence more so than someone who's not as sensitive. So it is what it is.
How you're built,
I know the spirit realm's real, so.
And they don't believe it because they've never felt like they've experienced it.
It's hard to. It's hard to have that belief. Like I always say I want to believe, but there are times where I am more of a skeptic. I don't want to be. It just happens. I'm like, oh, that fell off because it was loose, and
It can be true.
Yep.
Most things can be true.
It's self-preservation.
I definitely think self-preservation has a lot to do with it. Because when I think about being put in a situation, it terrifies me. It scares the crap out of me. So,
and to save yourself, your brain just shuts it out. No, it's not happening.
I really do believe that. So one of these days, maybe something will happen that'll change it. And I think to put yourself in the situation, like I tell Angela, you ever want to go ghost hunting, I'll go with you. But we can try it. We'll get the Ouija board.
At the same time too, I think a lot of people literally convince themselves that they're seeing stuff when really it's not happening.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of that too. So it's people that want to believe and believe they believe, but are scaring themselves. Because I've been in places where I've heard all kinds of noises in like a basement or something, but I don't feel the feelings. So I look at it and go, well, that's just creaky floor because it's old. That's just the air conditioner or the heater because it's shut off. It's, those kind of things. But I can sit there and scare myself too and think the opposite. But for me, it's more like feelings as to noises and actual sounds and stuff. I feel those things. Like just now.
Somebody's saying, speak of the devil.
Yeah, I saw that. It's getting squatty in here.
All right. Well, then, how about any animals, squatches, anything like that you guys have up there? Have you ever had any experiences?
No, we only cross paths here pretty much with beavers and muskrats because it's swampy, and coyotes too. We get the coyotes running around. They're pretty brave. They've been seeing people for a while, so yeah. What's the meme? I found this lost dog. He was kind of hungry. I gave him a bath. He tried to bite me, and it's a picture of a coyote. Yeah. Yeah. When we first moved in the neighborhood, they would be right on the street howling in front of the house before the street lamps were powered in the neighborhood. And then a month later, when they put on the street lamps, they switched to behind the houses. They were like, oh, wait, town is here now, you know? So
Wow.
yeah, they moved out. But if it's dark, they're right there. You know, they don't care at night. They are everywhere. But no Sasquatch for me, sadly. No sightings, nothing close.
No Squatch.
No Squatch. I think if you go further north, you might get a Yeti, you know?
Yeah, that's and we've got some down here too. So well, they're Bigfoots. Are those different, Jess?
I don't know, it's the snow version. I think it's the
Yeah.
snow adapter.
The abominable
Yeah.
snowman Yetis.
Yeah.
I saw him on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer once.
Bumbles bounce.
That's the one.
Mouse, right?
Family.
Bumbles bounce.
Bumbles mouse.
Coyotes stay away from the Squatch Cave.
Yeah.
DB 1977 saw a Squatch in Heartland, Michigan.
That was about 4 years after that was about 2
Was-
years after I saw mine in Ohio.
There's been sightings in Illinois, but you know, it's just I got on a website and checked for them. I don't know anybody personally, but there's a website dedicated to tracking the sightings. If anybody cares.
I've been on it.
Just because you want to know, you know. You want to
Snow
know.
snakes. What the hell's a snow snake? Inquiring minds wants to know, Cheryl.
I thought they didn't like the cold.
Sherry. Snow snakes?
No snake.
Wonder if snow snakes hibernate.
No snakes.
So not even deers though, or big cats in your area? You said it's too swampy?
Oh, there are like mountain lion sightings or bobcats, but I've never seen one personally. Myself, never come across. And if I go to the mountain parks, like I think it's a couple 100 miles to the closest one there,
Yeah.
then there's just animals everywhere. Like you see all kinds from bears to all the bighorn sheep, elk, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But in my area, with it being mostly all open farmland, all cleared for fields, you don't see a lot of those forest creatures.
They know better to come out in the open field.
You know, and I hear stories like in British Columbia where they get mountain lions jump down from the trees on your back and stuff when you're hiking. Last thing I need to do, I'm looking down metal detecting. I don't need to be looking up for lions. You know, like,
That'd be a way to go out for sure.
yeah,
no.
and people have been what do you call it, killed by a mountain lion. It happens, you know.
Oh,
every
yeah,
once in a
no,
while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Back home, I'm glad I've never
go right for the
encountered
neck.
any. I'd much rather encounter a bear than a cougar.
Yeah,
Me too.
I think bears, just
I
loud
guess
noises.
it depends
work
on the
best.
bear.
I guess it all depends on the cougar too.
Yeah. I'd take a black bear, but I would not do a
Over
brown
here, they
bear.
got tiger problems attacking people. They start wearing a mask on the back of their head when they walk through the jungle.
Oh, that's really
Right.
smart.
So
Yeah.
it's like
Hey.
they're looking at the tiger so the tiger wouldn't jump them.
If that
Well,
works.
that would
then-
work, and that would work for cougars too, because they're
Yeah,
sneaky animals.
they'd go up high and try and flank you, and they'd say, "Oh, what? He turned around."
No, you just offer a cougar a drink and she goes away.
Never leaves.
That was the other type.
No, Chrissy, I haven't gone salmon fishing in the Fraser River. I have not.
Fraser River's a ways from you. Over the mountains quite a bit.
Yeah. Never been salmon fishing. No. Trout, river trout, yes. But never gone salmon.
Baby girl mining. Good to
Baby
see
girl, mine,
you.
long time no see.
I haven't seen him around a while.
That's what I said.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, 70 is past cougar.
So what are they at 70?
Mountain lion.
Oh my goodness. I hope the kids went to bed.
Hey, Cheryl and Randy.
Brian
Hello,
loves
Mr. Extractors.
40-year-old cougars. Yeah, and Sherry was talking about a cougar jumped on the back of a horse with rider on it just on road in front of my house.
Oh my gosh.
When my kids were young, we lost Evinrude to a cougar that was roaming our neighborhood. It was around the same time a cougar was hanging out around the elementary school. We kind of had a population of cougars coming into the valley. And I never seen a 12-foot fence go up a school as fast as that, though. I swear they caught it. And like the next day, there's a fence around the perimeter of the school. Because while the cougar was outside the baseball diamond area, they had all the kids inside till they caught it. But yeah, our poor black cat, Evinrude, one night we heard a god-awful cat screech, and no more Evinrude until, and there were a few small animals that kind of went bye-bye in the neighborhood that week.
So our real old friend Ottis Farris says, been dreaming about weekend in the woods and have a cougar jump me.
Okay. You guys. Oh my god.
Hey, Washington Beach
He
mining.
was a youngster to him.
I saw 3 naked old ladies in the lawn of a nursing home one time, asked them if they were okay, just some ex-hookers having a yard sale. Oh, Bill.
God.
I read that one.
Oh, Bill. Oh, Mr. Marsh. We have a middle school here in Green Grove Springs, and their mascot is a cougar. Not sure with all the teacher-kid relationships. That's a good middle school mascot, just saying. Oh, my goodness.
Cheryl and me said, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Cheryl and me said alerts are given here when cougars are spotted, so parents wait at the school bus for their children. When I grew up in Alaska, we had a black bear come onto the playground one time, and all the kids chased it. We all chased it away. That's what we did, is we all ran after it. The poor thing got so scared it ran up a tree, and they had to tranquilize it and let it fall down. But that's what they handled it in Alaska. Is they let the kids chase them.
Crazy.
So many alerts. You had to have 2 ways to walk home from school, though. You did. You had to have an alternative route, and that was the most they did for kids, was say good luck. Make sure you have 2 different ways to walk home.
Yeah. For
I,
our kids
well-
right now in school, they have a safety protocol, and they've taught the kids. They say that there's a moose in the schoolyard, and you don't want to get trampled, but they say moose whether it's a bear or a dog or a terrorist attack, it's all the same. It's moose. They say there's a moose, and so all the kids know to go running back into the school and go do the whatever, hide in the classroom stuff. So
Hide from the moose in the closet.
yeah, hide from the moose.
Oh.
But yeah, that's code word for kind. They don't want to scare the kids. In Canada, yay, moose, right? But you don't want to get run over. So
Right.
it works.
I wouldn't want to be trampled by a moose.
Crazy guy in a trench coat,
Moose! Old lady out on the lawn airing her
moose.
laundry. Moose.
All the kids would just go inside and then start
moose.
looking out the windows. Yeah, like I don't know if that's the best idea. Right?
I think they have to stay away from the windows. Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah,
A moose on
Close
the
all
loose.
doors.
Yeah,
Moose on the
did you
loose.
see what
Gotcha.
Miss Laurel said,
Yeah,
Rose?
I didn't. Yeah, I was just Miss Laurel. I am so happy. It's birds of a feather. We fit right in with them. So.
Shit, we can't even keep on you sometimes.
Oh, Outdoorsy Gallo has a question. What metal detector do you have?
Oh yeah, I use Technetics. You could pretend it's American almost, right? It used to be First Texas. I use the G2 actually, and I've sneakily upgraded it though. I use the 400 Garrett coil on it instead. It works better than the Technetics coil, the 8x11. So
Cool.
it looks like I'm swinging a Garrett, but I'm actually swinging a Technetics.
I didn't know parts were
Yeah.
interchangeable.
Yeah, they run the same frequency, so those two can share a coil, and it's all made in China anyway. So,
No.
yeehaw. And I could go up to, they have a 15-inch coil even I can get as well, but I haven't gone that crazy yet. 11 seems to.
So the Garrett's interchangeable with the Technics, huh?
No, it's not the AT coil. It's the what do you call it coil? The other one,
Oh,
Double D.
like the 400i or whatever it is, not the AT Pro coil. That's different. Totally.
Ottis coming down to meet you at Union Flat, Danu?
He's camping right beside me.
Cool, cool.
Nice.
You blankety blank blanks. Blank.
Blankety
There'll
blank.
be a crowd there. Gary will be there. Jeff will be there.
Blankety blank blanks. I wish I could make it. There'll be other times though.
You gotta go see your mom, brother. Family first, always.
Yeah, yeah.
We're the second family. We come second.
That's true.
Miss Laurel.
He's nothing but trouble.
You see what she wrote?
Back to metal detectors though, just for 1 second.
Please.
Yeah.
You know, I do want to get like a Knox 800. Like, who doesn't? You know, like I have this Technetic using my first, you know, garbage pretty much. You know, so how much better does it get with a Knox? I'll find out one day, but I'm just not in a rush. You know, but maybe I'll wait long enough that they get the new machines out too, right? So.
Right.
We'll have that coil out that detects on
If
the
you-
edge by then.
What was that, Daniel?
So maybe they'll have that coil that detects on the edge then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be nice. Well, hopefully.
Yeah. Because Garrett should have a new, what do you call it, AT series machine in the works, right? Like the Apex is from the lower stuff or whatever, right? But
Well, the Apex
anything.
is a AT series.
Is that what's the other one called? What am I saying wrong then?
Or is it an Ace series?
Ace. That's what it is. Ace is the Apex. Yeah.
Yes.
Not the AT stuff. So, but I think Garrett is going to do an updated machine. I'm not a rep or anything, but they kind of need to. They're due. So, something multi-frequency.
That's what I like about the Knox 800. Plus, I found 3 nuggets with
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I
right.
work- Apex
That
is
and-
the Ace series.
Top of the Ace series.
Ace.
Ohio Relics. Hunter says Bill Marsh.
Yeah, that's right.
Break time's
And then I'm using,
over.
that's what it's called. Ace
Good night,
400.
DB.
Yeah, CDB.
See ya.
Thanks. Good seeing you again.
Work.
Good night, DB.
Miss Laurel, and I don't know about those two, Dennis and Miss Laurel. Watch out, Kevin.
Outdoorsy Gallo says, nice. G2 is good. Who knew that a Garrett coil could fit? Cool.
Yeah, That's
I
what
have
it's
a-
the
Yeah.
Ace 400 coil. That's what I keep like trying to think of what it was, but yeah, totally. And I've used them side by side, like the 11-inch coil it came with versus the other one, and it's better on air tests, so I go with it.
You guys are speaking a little bit of Greek to me. Just want to say hi to Daddy and Daughter Plus Water. What's going on, guys?
Hey. And Ray
Awesome,
Rusa.
right on.
Hey, what's up, Ray?
Yeah, they're hysterical, all right, Laura. Yeah, Ottis.
Miss Laurel's buck wild.
Well,
So have you ever considered coming down to the States to do any video making?
It would be cool, but the travel restrictions and stuff right now just aren't friendly. So one
Yeah.
day, hopefully, we'll do a tour, maybe meet up with some channels and
Yeah.
stuff. Hey,
Heck,
on the
yes.
way, that would be the idea. Yeah,
And when
maybe
you-
they'll even have a couch to spare. You know, we'll be on a budget trip. Hey,
Yeah, that's how you got to do it. That's how you make it happen.
right?
yeah, exactly.
When you guys are magnet fishing, you said you've done a little bit around the house. Do you guys have to travel to do that, or you just stick around home? Or
We got ponds in the area, a bunch of different ponds that we tried, and that one we got a bike out of because it's by the skate park.
Yep.
So someone pitched their bike. We got a BMX there. And then the other, there's a creek that goes right across the countryside. So we hit the little bridges on that creek.
Yep.
And, you know, Country Road Bridge, that's the perfect spot for someone to pitch something that they don't want anymore. So
Yeah.
We also scoped out a shopping cart spot. Like I could probably pull, I think, like 20 shopping carts out of it. But do I want to put that effort in? I don't know. It might make a good video.
yeah, they're so heavy. They're so
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, years worth of shopping carts I think someone was throwing and
Yeah.
no one knew it was happening. So
As they sit in the
Walk
water
them home to the
too.
grocery store with their shopping cart full of food.
Right.
And
So
empty
weird.
it
Yeah,
out,
they
the
take it
creek
so
and throw
far.
over.
and throw it over and then take their bags the rest of the way home, I think. Throw it off the same bridge.
It has to be I think it has to be teenagers, you know.
Yeah, for
I think it
sure.
has to be.
Yeah. And they sink into the mud. So they can get pretty hard when they're half in, half out, you know, to yank out of the mud.
Uh-huh.
You need your hook.
Yeah, and even then, you know, once the ground gets some of that stuff, the ground keeps it. It doesn't want to give it back, you know. And most of the shopping carts that we found have been partially submerged and just absolutely, you'd have to dig them out.
Well, they
Yeah,
catch
and
everything.
if they get rusty too, they come apart at all the welds. So
Mhm.
you'll take chunks of the cart and
Yeah.
and the rest of it stays behind.
Yeah, it's such a pain in the butt. It's too much.
I think bikes are kind of fun in a way. Nothing more exciting kind of than pulling that bike out of there, but I could go for a gun.
Yeah.
Haven't had one.
It's like everybody wants the gun. Everybody.
Everybody wants the gun.
Let me say goodnight to Lacey. Good night, Lacey.
Night, Lacey.
Night, sleep tight.
Yeah.
Bring
I'll
the
take
cam
murder
along.
metal too. A knife would be good.
Yeah.
Big old kitchen knife or something. Why'd that go in there?
508 Magnet says shopping carts are the worst. They make good videos, but they wipe you out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
508.
right, Josh.
Yeah. 508 Magnet says still waiting on my first gun.
It'll happen.
It does.
Oh,
It comes. And it's when you're not expecting it. You know, you won't even be thinking about a gun when it happens, and then you just pull it right out.
It's kind of like pickers.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like all I'm finding is fly poop and whoa. But whatever you do, don't try and show your friends on Zoom.
Yeah.
With water in your pan.
You guys.
Bad things happen.
Really that down, Rose. I mean, you know, I accept it.
Yeah.
I did a dumb thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry, Jess. We all got
On my back.
That was punch when he's doing it. He was trying to show everybody. He's trying-
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of my pan of gold.
Oh man.
Then there was no more Jesse.
Just like
Ma-
that.
The magnetic squatch said, I got my first gun a couple weeks ago. Almost had to run home to change my pants. Yeah, my first gun, we were in a particularly dangerous part of town. We didn't even have the GoPro yet. And as we were pulling it up, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, like, we got a gun, we got a gun. And Angela's like, shut up, like, shut up, Rose. So I had to literally bring myself back down to earth because I was so excited about it. It was a big deal. I hope you find one soon.
It's the same when I found our first bike when me and Rory were pulling it out. I yelled so loud that my GoPro was just straight crackle. I
Yeah.
had to turn the volume down to like 2%, editing it just so I could use the clip.
Yeah, so nobody could get mad at you for scaring them.
Yeah, but it just crackled the microphone right out, yelling so loud. Oh yeah.
What kind of magnet are you using?
We got a couple double-sided ones, a smaller one for Rory. It's I think 65 centimeters. Or is that like a few inches? And I got a bigger one, a 95 millimeter, 95 millimeter. Sorry, I'm metric, guys.
Yeah, I'm pretending like I understand. Yeah.
Somewhere around the 4.5 inch. I don't know, double-sided, and then we got the 5.5 inch single-sided for dipping.
Yep.
And but we didn't really buy anything brand name. We're not sponsored, right? We just shopped on Amazon and got what was on sale, kind of thing. So, but you know, if any of those big names want to sponsor MAER videos,
Just so you know, most of the time, if you reach out, Brute, or I know, Willie just mentioned it, Magnetar, which is the newer company, they're looking to sponsor, big or small. So just an email out to them. Most of the time, they're very responsive.
Hey, if I got a free magnet out of the deal, I'd say where it came from.
Yeah. It never hurts to ask, I say.
We cater to all kinds in the treasure hunting hand. Our magnet fisher ambassadors right here. You know her, Brute Rose.
Yeah, we've been Brute for a long time. But right now we're currently in the middle of trying out magnet store magnets and Magnetar magnets. So we've decided to at least test a few out. And
well, why not?
Yeah, and let everybody know what we feel about it. And I got to tell you, we haven't dipped the Magnetars yet, and they're 360 degrees. They're magnetic all the way around. You guys know that, obviously.
I remember a real funny time during a mail call video.
Yeah, we don't talk about that now. Just kidding. It's all over the internet.
It's on TikTok too.
Yeah, we're super, super stoked to try those ones out. I'm really, really excited. We just had a hard time finding magnet fishing spots. You run out after a while.
Yeah, I'm sure your radius gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yep. The days don't get longer and longer and longer, so.
You know how it is with us. I'm sure you've noticed us bend our necks when we look at creeks going over bridges.
Yes.
I've been looking at bridges at a different light now too. I've been saying, that bridge looks possible when I have my magnet.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for a little more daylight for on the way home from work. That I could toss a magnet out. I got my brand new Brute. I haven't even got her wet yet.
Oh, she's not very happy. I can tell you that.
No. She's put away in a box and haven't got wet.
Yeah, I always go, where can I park?
Yes. Yeah, there's times when we're just checking out bridges where I'm just like, you know what, nobody's behind us, and I just park in the middle of the bridge and we just hop out really quick and just go check really quick, and then we worry about the parking. I've made people mad doing that.
It's that way with it's prospecting when every gravel bar looks sexy.
Well, you know it.
Squatch.
Mhm.
Ooh, that gravel bar looks good. Ooh, look at
Oh,
those
look at that
cobbles.
sexy bedrock.
Ooh, yeah. Look at that crack.
Oh, I want to jump that bedrock.
That crack
Yep.
looks mighty fine. I want to
Mm.
dig into that crack.
I want to dig into that crack and scrape it out.
Mmm. Sentry landing here might have some. It might have a sunk car with a person in it. Not sure. Huh.
Steve, Adventures with Purpose.
Yeah, that just first thing that popped into my mind. Contact Adventures with Purpose.
Mm-hmm. And they're interested, and he answers. Well, I don't know if it's him or maybe it's somebody working for him because it's such a big channel, but they answer quickly.
He does have help now on his Facebook page and whatnot. There's not much I can say that isn't good or that isn't, yeah, it's pretty much all good with Jared. He's very quick on answering you.
Mhm.
Someone will answer you.
Yep.
And yeah, definitely. What else? What else do we have
Hey,
there?
hello, Peggy Wyndham. She says magnet fishing is illegal here in South Carolina.
Yeah, there are a
That's
few
what I
states.
heard.
Yeah, they don't want you cleaning up their water for them.
That's weird.
God forbid.
Prince George, BC, I hear they have fine gold there. But Barkerville's not far from Prince George, I believe.
I think they make that magnet fishing illegal because people leave all of the trash that they find behind instead of taking it with them. I think that's why they make it illegal.
That could very well be. You know, okay, you're cleaning up the water, but you're messing up our bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Or now it's on the side of the road.
And it's still polluting. It's still trash
Right.
sitting out there.
Right.
You got to carry it out. Same
Yeah.
for metal detecting. You got to
Yes.
carry out anything you dig that's trash.
Prospecting
Carry it
same way. We take
Yeah.
trash every time we leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, you give it a bad name.
Yep.
Right. And I always encourage YouTubers to video that. Show
Oh,
the junk you're pulling out.
Motor City Magnet Fishers said South Carolina made it illegal after a few archaeological sites were damaged by magnet fishers.
Damaged. Okay. Huh.
Huh. Yeah,
Okay.
even anglers.
I
Know how
see,
many
I think
worm boxes I pick
Well,
up and stuff?
that's probably a political consideration at this point, because the archaeologists didn't want the magnet fishers finding their stuff. You know, that's our stuff.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that know how to get it out.
Yeah.
And you know, all this, you know. And besides, we went to school.
And Victoria's Oregon or bust. This is a great point. The police don't want to be called for every little gun or bomb-looking thing that's found, and that is at least where I am based out of. They don't want to be bothered. They don't care that you found a gun. They definitely don't care that you found a knife. And the officers in my area asked us to not even bring the bikes. When we found the bikes, they're like, please don't bring them. They're like, please don't, is what they said to us.
No, we don't need that
Yeah.
stinking bike.
Peggy also says
The
part
only
of that
time
is
they care about a gun is if you can read a serial number.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that. If you can read it, if it's fresh,
Yep.
you know, if it's roached, don't worry about it. That's your gun now.
Peggy also says that part of the reason was because of the Civil War and stuff. They are pretty protective about Civil War relics. But again, that comes back to the fact that the archaeologists are the only ones that want to find that stuff. They don't want anybody else to find it.
Yeah, they don't want.
They would rather it rot away than have someone besides them find it.
True.
So it becomes a political game.
Yeah.
And it will end up, if that's the case, and I'm sure in some parts, instead of detectorists helping them, they'll say no detectorists at all. You know.
Right. And I can understand some of it, you know, for a fact, you know, for sure, you know, people going there and destroying things. We've seen it from other. I mean, we've even seen it from metal detectorists where they'll come into some place and dig a bunch of holes and not fill their plugs back in. Hell, not even make a plug, just dig a hole. So,
yeah, messy hole.
You know, it only takes one or two.
Yeah.
Motor City Magnet says Detroit wants all the guns. They want all of them. It's not same. It's not the same in the St. Louis area. They just we've even called. So we turned in one for sure that had a serial number on it. And when we called to follow up on it, they said that they couldn't find anything, so they destroyed it. And I don't know. It would have to be a pretty fresh gun for me to even consider turning it in at this point. It'd have to be really fresh.
Maybe, you know, still be able to rack the slide on it, you know,
right.
Like or open the cylinder on a revolver.
Yes.
Yeah. But at the point where it's solid, it's not evidence anymore. It's garbage.
That's about it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Or treasure.
Trasher. I like to say trasher.
I forget, Chrissy. What power magnet do you think this is, Rose? You're a pro.
That's right, John Anderson. They do look at it.
It's like 4 inches, double-sided.
It's a 1,200 pound. It's 600 on each side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it factors into what you can throw for a few hours. If your magnet is so big that you can't throw it for half the day, you're using the wrong magnet.
Couldn't agree more.
I think that's the biggest thing there. And then also if you're dipping or if you're throwing, then you got to think of your
I got this one for throwing or lobbing, and then I have another one, and they're both brutes, Chrissy. Hear that, brute? It's a single-sided for like doing sounding, dipping, whatever you want to call it. But this one came with a nice case.
John asks, what do you prefer, double or single?
I don't know yet.
Well, what about you, Marlon?
For me, it depends what I'm doing. If I'm way up on a bridge and I'm dipping more, I'll use the single-sided because that gives you straight up lifting. You can't, a lot of the times with a double-sided, when you get halfway up or out of the water, it slips off the side of the magnet. With the single-sided, you have your full pulling force coming up. But when you're dragging a single-sided, you know how it flops around. It doesn't run flat like a single-sided. And that's why I say to toss and drag a double-sided, it's always got one way down, right? But, you know, people catch stuff on single-sided magnets, tossing and dragging them too. So that thing goes, wow, you know, and it gets the big stuff. Yeah. But I think if you're looking like for me and you're hoping to catch that little coin, maybe because Canadian coins will stick, you need your magnet dragging flat through the muck. So that's all for me. I need to get a hook. I don't have a hook yet. That's the one thing.
I'd like to get a grappling hook
we haven't really get to the hook level yet. So
plus I could do like Batman maneuvers with it.
Yeah. Well, like when I found that bike, I think I must have popped off that bike like 5 times before we brought it in.
Yes.
Where if I had just tossed the hook, I could have brought it in quicker.
Yeah, right. But now you're gonna know the next time you have a bike though, because the same thing's gonna happen. And you're like, oh, that's a bike. I know it is.
Yeah, the way it flips around coming out of the mud, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, and in the end, I got it by the pedal. Like it really stuck good to the pedal crank part or whatever. When it latched onto the, you know, the pedals and the main sprocket, boom, when it got on there, it was on. So
yep.
Yeah, but the
Just gotta find
bars
the
are
sweet
round
spot.
on a bike, so it's harder to get on the round bars.
Yep.
Exactly.
So where do you
Anyone,
suggest, what's a good grappling hook, Rose?
Yeah, and Willie just said most people use a 3-prong grappling hook. I use a 4. Willie, we also use 4-prong hooks. Brute
Use a
magnetic.
folding or
Yeah,
a
they do
folding
fold
one?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And Brute's got one on their website right now for like $30. It's just a little bit smaller than one you can find on Amazon for $40. But I like the 4-prong collapsing ones as well. Those sharp hooky ones that some of the other channels are using, I just don't feel like they're just
Oh, the ones that look like a treble hook.
Yes,
Like
but
a big fishing hook.
yes, never had any luck with that. I like the big collapsible 4-pronged hooks. And Brute has a great one, and they ship quickly, and it's a great size. So yeah, I would say Brutes.
There, I'm gonna go 4-prong now. Because you said
I'm in the
4.
market for one, I think.
Yeah, I think if you're going to be magnet fishing, you're going to want a grappling hook. They're almost synonymous. And then you can go crazy and put the magnet on with the grappling hook and see if you can get stuff that way too. And it's worth it.
Dangerous. That I always say that's how you lose your magnet and your hook at the
Yeah.
same time, is when you put them both
And we've,
Right,
on
right.
one rope.
we've lost way more grappling hooks than we have magnets. I think we've lost 2.
Well, didn't you just do a video where you retrieve some of your hooks?
Yeah, well, we've got most of them back, but we've had to let them go as well.
Well,
Yeah.
There was a-
If you're not going in the water,
Yeah, not going. We don't go in the water. It does not happen.
yeah, not going for a scuba dive to go see the sunken car that you hooked on. You know, like
No way.
usually when you get stuck, it's something big.
Yeah, of course.
Steve,
you ever think of attaching your camera, your GoPro to the magnet?
Yeah, we thought about it, but they've made other videos where they do it, and it's just so murky and dirty. You'd really need a super strong flashlight too, to kind of do it.
You need the right kind of water. I
Mhm.
watched one magnet fishing channel out of Croatia, and they have the river they're in is crystal clear for part of the year. So even at the parts that are like 15, 20 feet, you can see, and they put a GoPro right on the rope, like 10 feet up from the magnet. And so you see the magnet go right down into the water and catch what it's going to catch.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I'd like that.
But you know, the water's got to be clear. And
Yeah.
it's got to be sunny out. So
And in our particular area, it's not very clear water.
no, most of our stuff is brown this time of year from all the runoff.
Yeah.
Very brown.
508 Magnus says, yeah, he did that. Lost them both. Hook and a magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I seen
Willie
that one.
found a massive tree trunk
Mm-hmm.
with the grappling hook.
Lots
Yeah.
and lots of tree trunks.
You know what losing your magnet does though is it gets views. If
Yeah.
you're a YouTuber and you have the tragedy in your video of losing your magnet, it's going to get like triple or quadruple your normal views.
I lost my magnet.
They want to share
Yeah.
that pain with you. They feel it. They feel that
Yeah.
$80 go out the window. You know,
Yeah, people just love that. See that little bit of suffering, that tear in your eye. Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that would have been really suck. The people that lost the magnet on that bridge,
Mhm.
you know, brand new magnet.
brand new.
Whoop, whoop.
You know,
Oops.
do you know the name? Do you remember the name of the Croatia channel?
Yeah, it's called Pro Angler Croatia. Pro Angler.
No.
Yeah. And his friend, because it's a two-guy team. The other guy is Croatia Adventurer. Like adventure, but adventurer. Yeah. And these guys pull out like hand grenades. It's in Croatia.
Wow.
That place was war torn.
Yeah.
So they
Right.
pull out lots of military stuff too from the rivers there. Definitely cool. I think also you guys see magnet fishing in Europe, right? In
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot,
Canals.
Yeah.
It's illegal in England, I heard too, but they do it all over.
the piles of bikes
Yeah.
you see coming out, and old scooters and mopeds.
Yep.
You know, like. Mm,
So, and it, yeah, that's, well, it's years and years and years and years and years and years and years of
Yeah.
trash just building up in there for them.
yep,
I would
Yep.
love the opportunity to go there.
I
definitely. Bring the
I-
detector, but bring your magnets too.
Yeah.
I have the
Yeah.
Erie Canal that runs through my town. I need to go by all the bridges and by the old
Yes.
locks
Mm-hmm.
and hit it. I did try one of the locks at the park in town. I found a big metal bar. Nothing really cool like a moped or a bike or a safe or nothing, but I should try behind the buildings of downtown.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Downtown.
You know, rural areas are definitely incredible dump sites. You know, they're tossing the trash out. You're probably going to find weird trash. But when you move into the cities, when you move into higher populated areas, at least around here is where you're going to find the sketchy stuff, the knives and the guns, and I just think a little bit higher chances. And it also has to be a high crime city or a low tax dollar city.
Truthfully, I think a frame of mind when magnet fishing is WWCD. What would criminals do?
Yes.
You know, instead of WWJD, right? You got to think like a criminal. If
Yes.
I had something to hide and toss, that's where I'd do it. And,
Yep.
you know, and that's how we got our bike. I was like, if I was some kid and I stole someone's bike I didn't like at the skate park, I'd beeline for that trout pond 200 yards that way, and I'd toss it right from the closest edge.
Yep.
And there was a bike there. So
Hmm.
it wasn't me. I didn't put the bike.
It wasn't you.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I think they have a song
It wasn't me.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
2 hours went by
Exercise and
quick.
excitement, guys. Get out magnet fishing if you can do it.
Sunshine. Get some sunshine.
Oh,
Definitely.
Did we just kill 2 hours like it was nothing? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes, yeah.
We did.
That's that's why we go 2 hours, Marlon.
An hour wouldn't have been long enough.
It's
No.
hard to.
You froze for like a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, we
With
lost
your
you.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
My internet is, I don't know why it's acting up. Like I live stream all the time. It makes no sense. I want to be on Ed's show. Maybe it's the Zoom.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I
we
don't
got
know.
killer high speed internet. I don't know. It's not normally a problem, but I had trouble doing my own show on Sunday. So maybe I gotta call
Oh,
my internet provider.
yeah. Yeah, you were having trouble getting internet. I remember.
That's right.
It happens. It
You know.
happens. You know, it's never the same every week.
Sorry, guys.
Every week, it's never the same. Your settings one week will be wrong for the next week. Freaking unreliable internet. Question: does Marlon play any instruments? I believe he is a musician.
But I'm fairly out of practice now, but I was big into the alto saxophone right through junior high and high school. I was in 3 different bands with the saxophone, and I played guitar as well for a bit. But you know, I hit university after high school and I just didn't have time. And then you start working. And so now it's been like 20 years almost since I played.
I
So-
played sax in junior high stage and jazz band too.
I remember
Or
we're both
stage.
jazz band kids. Hey, that's hilarious.
But once high school hit, you know, surfing and girls and the beach was calling my name way more than band was.
Exactly.
It was
Yeah.
like, come to the beach.
Go to the beach.
Squatch is a drummer. Chrissy, Outdoorsy Gallows, she's a musician. Flash, Rose, I do a live every Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you'd like to join in. Horse race giveaways and all. Right on, Squatch.
Yeah, I'll try to make it, man.
Yeah, definitely. Work on it.
I've been there.
I just
I've been there for sure.
Like those horse races and duck races.
Yeah. You know, on that website, there's a bunch of different ones everyone can use. There's enough racing to go around for sure.
I went to do it and it wouldn't let me do it with more than 4 horses.
Yeah, you said, and that's weird because I use the same website, and it lets. Yeah.
I don't
no
know.
trouble.
Said I had to pay. I
Jerks.
let's see how good my white privilege card is there. Not good at all. Yeah,
they didn't
no
accept
doubt.
Not
Didn't
accepted
accept
at
it.
that location.
Right. I need a new one or something. Marlon, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Greatly
Awesome.
appreciate it. I hope you had as much fun being tortured by us as we had torturing you.
Yeah, I just hope everyone could hear me with the cutting in and out, that it wasn't too bad.
I would say it was about 97.
I'll watch the replay.
Yeah.
was
You're
pretty
good.
It wasn't real bad.
Yeah.
There's a little few spots, but not too bad. And make sure you tell Aurora good night for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely will. She's probably, so I thought she'd come out for one last peekaboo, but
She's
she was
busy
good.
gaming
She
now.
talked a bit, guys. I was impressed. I thought she might shut down and be totally shy, like she does our mail calls. But you know what she said before the show?
What?
She said, "Dad, is it going to be a bunch of guys talking metal detecting?" And I said, "I'm so happy that we have one of the treasure vixens here, because I think that saved it for
Right.
Aurora.
Good.
You know, I think
Good.
she would have been more shy if it was all guys."
Yeah.
So
That could have been. All
Well,
right, Ray. Everybody,
You're here for a reason, Rose.
Yeah.
thanks for joining us tonight. Next week, we have a diver joining us, Brock the Rock. Rose and I had the great pleasure of meeting him and hanging out with Brock at Nashville. Great guy. And we'll have to talk to him about take a vet prospecting, Jesse. He is a vet. And he's interested, and he's next door in PA. So, Brock the Rock next week should be a great show, and hopefully we'll get some updates with the Adventures with Purpose crew. He works with them a bit. Other than that, thank you all for joining us. I don't care if there's 1,000 of you or 1 of you. You make it worth our time and make this my favorite day of the week. Dano, Jesse, Rose, thank you very much as always for being absolutely fabulous co-hosts.
Oh, got a nuclear hand up there, Ed. Magnetic squatch.
Oh!
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Oh! He gets a nuke. Nuke.
Dude.
A nuke.
Let me find it. Hurry, click on it.
God. All
it always happens
right.
to me. I don't got it queued up.
Yeah, I did it. I had to jump back to a whole new scene. I was already queued up for credits and had to jump to a whole new scene to do that. Thank you very much, Squatch. Greatly appreciate it, my man. Everybody, Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check out the Magnetic Squatches live stream. And thank you all for being here again, late, early, in between. You're here, and thank you. Until next time, may you always have a flash in your pan.
You know what he's
You know-
gonna say next. Oh,
That's right, Rose. Because you know, sis, it happens.
That's
Maybe
the-
one day too, we'll meet you on the river. Good night, everybody. God bless. Love you all.
Bye, guys.
Night, Ed. Night, Rose.
Good night. Marlon, don't go away yet, Marlon. Unless you have to go to work or something.
Night, Willie. Night, Mark.
Dave, Dennis,
4, 3,
world's greatest moderator, Laura. Right back at you, Laura.
Hi, Brian.
Scuba, Sonia, thank you. Brian, how the hell do you do that?
My Lamborghini.
If Ron came in, I would have went.